Hey everyone, wherever you are, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Right, so welcome to another video from Wisdom. This is your host Pratis, and today we're going to talk about Bitcoin again. So, two in a row. So, what we're going to talk about Bitcoin. So, the whole point of today's conversation about what might trigger the bear market. In the sense, bear market means the price will go sideways or will keep going down, and whatever anyone expects to happen, it's going to just carry on going down as always every 4 years. So, what might cause it? According to a lot of people, a lot of different things are going to happen, and I wouldn't listen to any of it, including what I'm saying myself. So before we go into the video, I would like you to support me from your comments and watching my videos and tell me what should I improve. And I'm slowly but surely improving my content consistency. And also I would also aim to do quality improvements as well. I am using an iPhone with my AirPods as my mic and AI to generate my thumbnails. So this is just something that I'm trying. I'm just seeing how powerful my content can be. So before all that, thank you very much for your support, and I don't want to waste any more time. Let's go for it. So there's a story going on at the moment where MSCI might trigger the crash of Bitcoin. From 2008-9 onwards, Bitcoin had like these 4-year cycles, as I mentioned in the previous video. Every 4 years, there's something happens and the cascading effort starting to liquidate Bitcoin. Bitcoin never went away, Bitcoin is still here, but what happens is all these leverage positions where people borrow money to invest, bad idea, just so you know, who get liquidated. So never ever do that, right? That's for hedge funds and big money family houses and all that kind of other things, not for people like us. By the way, please don't mind, there's a background noise. You know, I'm recording a video from my place, and there's some work going on somewhere else, and I think that might be distracting. Apologies. Right, so the whole point of MSCI causing a crash is that there was Mt. Gox, there was FTX, there was some other things. There was US banning crypto, China banning mining, and all that kind of things. When that fourth year kind of like every 2 years it goes up from the halving, and then that second year, third year, the bear market starts, something will trigger it. So it's just like there's a room full of gasoline, and there's on the corner there's a lot of matches. So which match is going to trigger the fire, right? So I wouldn't bother or worry about any of that, right? So this story of MSCI is an index company, which is like S&P Global. If you heard about S&P 500, this is a company which does indexes. So MSCI Global has MicroStrategy, or now it's known as Strategy, the company which owned by Michael Saylor. Who is Michael Saylor? I think this video is going to go very long, but I'll try to make it very short. Michael Saylor is the guy who decided, it's a software company, he's the CEO of a software company, decided to buy Bitcoin with cash, because he thinks cash is trash, so US dollars, and he's going to buy Bitcoin. And there was in the stock might value their Bitcoin holdings as 2-to-1. So whatever Bitcoin they're holding, the stock price is actually was above that, had a premium. So they issue more shares and then raise the money and then buy more Bitcoin. And they hold almost 3.1 to 3.2% of the supply of whole 21 million Bitcoin. And what's going to happen now is MSCI is actually the company which MicroStrategy is also part of. They have something called MSCI 100, like S&P 500. So they're saying that if a company has more than 50% of the assets in digital assets, like you know what it is, they might unlist it. So if it's less than 50%, like if you have a small exposure, they don't care. But if the company has more than 50% of the exposure, where MicroStrategy, or Strategy currently known as, they have almost 70% of exposure. And what happened is this has triggered the MicroStrategy or the strategy company's price to go down now. So down almost like 30 to 40%. I think it might be more volatile at the moment. So this is like the how do you call, a play what they used to do. So people who doesn't have exposure to Bitcoin would go and buy strategy to have exposure to Bitcoin because they just have massive Bitcoin supply. Uh, they have bought and kept on as a treasury. So what they're trying to do is now, this consultation is not a definite. In terms of index companies, what they do is this passive investors such as the pension funds, people like you and me and whatever, who actually trying to invest money into the MSCI or S&P 500, we don't go and buy these individual companies, right? We buy the index altogether. We all recommend go and buy the index. Don't try to time the market, right? Time in the market and diversify, same thing. So if a pension fund goes and buy MSCI 100, they're going to buy a small portion of MicroStrategy or strategy. Now, if strategy goes out, they have almost like $3.5 billion worth of strategy in this MSCI. So that might be forced selling. These pension funds don't care about what do they own and whatever, they own the index. So if that forced selling happens, the price might go down. That would put a downward pressure in the MSCI, even though they don't care, but strategy will definitely affect them. And then what they have to do, might have to sell their Bitcoin because this might be a cascading liquidation event. But this is what everyone is worried about. And this might happen in January in terms of how the outcome of the consultation is going to be. We don't know that yet. So people are speculating and it's wild as always, and they are worried. And one thing that market doesn't like is uncertainty. So there's a lot of uncertainty, and the savior who actually brought Bitcoin recognition and made it as a corporate asset, which is MicroStrategy or strategy, Michael Saylor, now they might be the reason why Bitcoin might start to go down. This is not the end though, right? This is end of the cycle. This is my experience from the last 3 or 4 cycles. So I would say don't panic, just stay strong. Whatever happens, happens. As long as you didn't leverage, you didn't take a loan to buy Bitcoin. That's a bad idea because then we don't know you're going to get margin calls and you might be liquidated. So this is what's happening at the moment. You can go and do some research. There's nothing complicated. And also, guys, just keep in mind, right? As always, Warren Buffett says, if you don't hold an asset for a month or a day, then don't go and buy the asset, right? If you're happy to not hold the asset for 10 years, because then you don't trust in your investment. So that's the most important thing you have to remember about, right? So think about it, right? Take one idea and make it your life and think about it, right? This is from a movie, but the whole point of investing is about having a stomach, right? You can beat all these very clever hedge funds and whatever if you have the stomach, right? Because don't panic sell, don't panic buy, no FOMO, no FUD. Just keep it going consistent, dollar cost average, but make sure you buy great companies for great prices, right? Not bad companies for great prices. Not great companies at bad prices, great companies at great prices. Keep that in mind, and you are paying for future cash flows of the company. The past doesn't guarantee the future, okay? So keep that in mind. And this is not financial advice. So stay strong, and if you didn't leverage, who cares? And also, this might give you a buying opportunity down the line. And if that's not the case, let the market do its own thing. And volatility is our friend as long as, we don't work against it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for listening to my videos. Thank you for your support again. And until next video, see you bye-bye. From me, Pratis, for Wisdom Channel. And I would love your support again. And make sure you leave comments and encourage me to make more videos, and I'm going to come up with a very unique, different video from the next episode of this. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Engal Valvum, Engal Balamum, Mangada Tamilandru, Sange Mulange. Back to my heritage. Thank you very much. Bye bye.